Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Anecdotal Economist, and today I want to explain to y'all why gold is going to soar. Well, and also I gotta reset my stage here, so we're gonna do that for some background video. And once again, I do not have an intro because we're just apparently not doing that anymore till I get around to it. Sounds like not too many of y'all are disappointed about it. So let's get into it. I'm gonna have to find a new way to display my coins here, but we gotta get some coins back into the picture. Before we really get into anything, first I had a comment that I might screenshot in here from a subscriber that I thought was very prescient, and you know, it's not often that I learn new things from people in the comments. I have a lot of fun reading them, but most of the time it's just sort of positive reinforcement like, yeah, you know what, people agree with what I'm saying, or sometimes it's negative, they don't agree. Once in a while though, somebody says something I think is worth sharing, and so that's what I'm gonna do here. And in order to do that, we'll just read the comment quick. The comment was basically, to summarize, was gold did not pull back, okay, because the dollar went up. And so no value was lost, and therefore he didn't call it a pullback. And people have been talking about pullbacks. You know, is this a pullback? What is a pullback? At what point do you start to buy? And I just thought it was a really good point. They're like, you know what? Yeah, this isn't a pullback because the strength of the dollar went up. And just to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you a chart here. Now, I keep the bond rates in red, white, and blue because I'm a patriot. So you can kind of ignore those, but focus in on the green, all right? The greenback, as they call it. And you'll notice that had really spiked up here. And that's already on trend, but it spiked up like wild right after the election. And if we switch over to gold, that really matches up well with our little downturn here. And so the point that he was trying to make was very simply that the price didn't go down, at least not in terms of value. And I actually thought that was a fantastic point. You know, sometimes we lose track of that. And most of us understand that fiat is the problem and we're trying to get away from that. I get that. I understand that most of us are on top of it. But sometimes when these big moves happen, we get excited. I know I get caught in that trap. And so we forget about the fundamentals and the idea that the currency, the fiat currency, is worthless. In fact, I spoke with a CEO of a trading company at one point, and he said one of the biggest challenges they had when they did financial forecasting was that the prices of the currencies would fluctuate more than the prices of any of the underlying commodities or assets. And so when you tried to do forecasting, if you did it in US dollars, the US dollar would be bouncing around so chaotically that you just couldn't actually nail it down. And I thought that was interesting. I thought it was a fun reminder. But now I want to get into what is gold and silver going to do for the next 4 years. And I make the case that it's going to go up. It's going to continue to go up. I know a lot of people are excited or disappointed and they think absolutely everything's changed. Some people on one side are like, oh, they're going to cancel all the social security and business is going to go through the roof, and so therefore gold and silver will go down and the dollar will go up. Or the other side of it is like, everything's going to be perfect now. Well, I'll tell you, I think most of my subscribers carry a little more wisdom than that in their back pocket, and they realize that that is not how it's going to play out. And in fact, what we're going to see is that there is no free lunch, there is no magic solution out of this. We can still, even though there's a new president and a new government formed in the United States, there's still only two options: inflate out or go through a deflationary, fiscally conservative tightening. And I'm still betting on the prices going up. And to kind of prove my point here, I want to go back in history. Here I am showing you right now where this line is at the very edge of the screen. This is when Trump got in last time. So would it make sense to look at Trump's previous term to try to determine what's going to happen moving forward? Let's go back even a little bit further, and you'll notice that gold was going down for years, and the absolute bottom of that was in 2016 when Trump got in. So I'm going to set that at the far left of the screen, and look at what happens. Yeah, gold didn't do too much, nothing too crazy, but by the time Trump's term ended, it took off. And so there's no precedent in terms of Trump's first term to say that gold is going to go down. At best, if we use his last term, we would say it would be flat. But I think things have changed significantly since the last time he's in. I think there's a lot more money been spent out there. COVID was a big deal. There are reasons and cases why I could argue gold would go down. Okay, and I'm not trying to say that that won't happen. There's a lot of money out there, and if we don't continue to spend and keep that inflation train running, well, it could go down. But I'm just trying to say that based on Trump's previous terms, he's likely to spend. And, you know, if some of these things happen where they cut a bunch of fat out of government and they change things way beyond what we would have expected, Well, I guess that could happen. I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just trying to show that there's no reason to just say, oh my gosh, things are perfect and the price of gold is going to go down. Does that make sense? You guys track what I'm saying? Don't take this temporary gold pullback as predictive of the trend for the next 4 years. Now, maybe it will be. Time will tell. We've got to pay attention. We've always got to be taking in new information and getting up to speed. But at the end of the day, we can't just assume that things are going to be perfect. I know there's a lot of people who would never do that, but I'm seeing a lot of videos out there where people are like, yeah, it's going to change everything. Everything's different. All of our previous assumptions are thrown out. And look, that's true, but just make sure you throw in a bit of nuance there. Some things are still the same. The debt is still the same. And I want to talk about one other thing that changed. This is the worst quality half dollar I've ever purchased. And I bought it because I said I was going to slowly try to fill up. Listen to this sound here. My little junk silver bag, okay? We're gonna fill that up over time. But I went to my bullion dealer and he had an entire, I think it was a gallon pail of half dollars 2 weeks ago. I went back today to buy some more. He had one left in the bottom of the bucket. Somebody had cleaned him out completely of constitutional silver. Now, I would like to ask, I've seen a few other videos out there. I'd like to ask, are other people seeing this same phenomenon where bullion dealers physically are starting to run out of certain types of silver? Now, I'm not trying to tell you that bullion dealers are going to be out of silver entirely. People seem to get very mad when I say that. I'm not saying we're running out of silver. I'm saying that hard to get silver, collectible silver, maybe eagles would be one of the next things to happen. Constitutional, I think, is one of the first things to run out because it can't just be produced at a mint. You gotta have physical available. And so I'm just wondering if that's starting to happen. I'm curious, are we starting to see a drawdown in physical bullion again? With the price going down, that could change things. It's gonna be fun to watch, but look guys, I think I've rambled enough for this one. I think I got my point across. Don't panic and think everything's changed. Give it a few months, give it 6 months to play out, see what's gonna happen, then make some decisions. But this is not financial advice, of course. I'm not telling you what to do. Now, today I'm doing a review on the Krugerrand. This is a beautiful coin. It's 2018. I think the first year was the 2017. And guys, look, I'm not Googling this stuff. Don't unsubscribe from my channel and get mad at me because I said the wrong thing. But I believe in 2017, they made a special edition, sort of like first limited edition version of the Krugerrand, which is literally identical except for it has a 17. But they did limited mintage, put a little certificate, kind of made it special. And then they turned it into just a regular old bullion coin. And if you don't know why this coin is special, it's because it took until 2017 for this mint to start doing silver, but they had been doing gold Krugerrands for years. I am going to take out a gold Krugerrand here in the next couple of videos. One of my favorite gold coins, and arguably the first bullion coin to come back after the gold ban. Gold was banned for, well, it wasn't banned, but it was illegal for many countries' citizens to own, mostly the US. For a long time. And so the Krugerrand, I think, sort of started bringing that back. You saw them in movies all the time. And I just think it's a cool coin. I think everybody should have them. I have a tube of these. I'm not sure. I think 2020s maybe. And I don't know if this is just a rando. I don't really keep track, guys. I'm sorry. I am a collector, sort of, but only for the things I want. I don't pay attention to all the details. But I thought I would put this one out. It is a really cool coin. Do I like it better than an eagle? No. But I would say this is in my top 2 or 3. I mean, I really like this coin. I like the way it looks. Right up there in terms of design with the maple and the eagle to me. I really am a fan of it. The only downside of these Krugerrands is they tend to be pretty milk spotted. Now this one is actually not. It's in remarkably good shape. They're not as bad as, say, the Royal Mint, but you will get the odd one with a milk spot. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. If milk spots are the end of the world for you, well, that's not a coin you are gonna wanna pick up. And as you can see, by the way, I'm working on my lighting. I think I switched my camera to 1080 and it jumped back and forth. So I really hope our video quality is slowly improving, but we're just not all the way there yet. So guys, that's my review for today. And I know that is not a deer, but if you want to support the channel and you don't know what to say, leave me a comment. The keyword today will be deer. This has been the Anecdotal Economist. That's all I got for today. That's my 2 ounces worth. Remember, I'm pulling for you, and we're all in this together.
Kilogram, you're the dragon, you're the rabbit.
Okay, let's look at the money side now. Watch as I pull this bad boy out of here. Absolutely stunning once you get it out of the case. Feeling the weight of this in my hand. Oh, that's such a good feeling.
I never had enough gold.
Oh, and today's bonus feature, I'm putting the UV on, and you'll notice that it doesn't really do all that much. Oh, look, it's showing up like spots on all of the coins. I wonder if that's dust or like spit. I mean, I can't see that with my naked eye. That's very interesting. I did not expect that. That's your bonus feature. You gotta stick around for the bonus features, guys. All right, what about this one? Yeah, Jesus coin's got it too. Interesting.